Well, it's November 20th. Heading out here to a brand new property. I've never sat at this property before. I ended up talking to a lady walking her dog, and we started talking about the boys and, getting them in the outdoors and stuff like that. She said, well, I've got too many deer on my property. I see them every single day. She says she's got a whole bunch of apple trees out here. Well, that piqued my interest. She ended up saying, I wish somebody would come and take 3 or 4. Well, I ended up getting her address and coming to the property. Did a walkthrough of it, and yeah, there's a lot of deer here. Let me check. So, I secured permission on this, and I'm, out here hunting it. I wanted to get the wife out here. She wants to get her first deer, but the problem is the wife don't want to hunt in a tree stand. So with the wife not wanting to hunt in a tree stand, this property's a little thick. It comes up, so you got her apple trees. She's got about 10 acres here. She's got about 30 apple trees. So it goes to the apple trees, comes up to a swamp with a creek going through the middle of it. And on the back of half of this is all hardwoods. Well, it's not maintained, so it's pretty thick back here. She's hunting with a 410, so I didn't think she'd be able to do too much with the 410, especially if she had to take a frontal or anything. That funnel goes right here and circles out the back, goes over. I've got a trail right here in the center, right there. Comes through. They're all pulling off the neighbors and coming towards me. That swamp is over here, and it's really wet over here to the right. Can you pass my backpack? That's the route for you. Had a smaller doe come running in. I wasn't prepared at all. That video I just took, that's of a buck that's so small I can't even see his antlers. But they crossed onto our property, so if there's a bigger buck behind it following, it's still early enough. They crossed onto the property, so once they hit the property line, I'm gonna take one if it's a big one. Fingers crossed. Well, it's November 22nd. It's about 4 o'clock, so I'm just coming out and doing an observation set right now. I'm gonna overlook the center half of the field. I got a shot here in the center, but I can see the north half of the field up by the pines. It's about 250 yards from here to the edge of the woods. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. It's 4 o'clock. I just wanted to come out and sit. I'm gonna use the one stick as a gun rest. Just coming out and sitting on the ground. So we'll see what happens. With it being the 22nd, I know in the next couple of days they're gonna come back and they're gonna quit being locked up and they're gonna start hitting food. Usually between now and December 1st, they're coming back and they're hitting green pretty hard, and it's usually a good time to sit this field. It's close to home too, so I don't know, we'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. I just have a hard time believing that there's 0 deer left on this property. Something just told me I needed to come here and sit it, so we will try it. Still open to basically any good doe and see if we can find a good buck. I haven't laid eyes on the buck I want to shoot yet this year. Don't know what he looks like, but I haven't seen him yet. Nothing's really got my heart racing yet, so either way, at least we're outside and in the great outdoors, so I'm gonna shut up and we'll see if anything comes out in the field. It's November 25th. It's about 4 o'clock. What are we doing? We're doing an evening set.
Yeah.
We're gonna hunt until dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hunt until dark.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, no. Alright, so we're gonna set steady and we're gonna see what all we can get.
and when I put inside of these lights, which is way off it, way behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's see how well this works.
Yeah.
Well, it's November 26th. Went checked the camera in the swamp. They're coming in at about 5:40, but raining, or not raining, it's snowing. So, I'm hoping that means they're gonna move a little bit earlier. Gonna be interesting. I'm at bow hunting distance with a 450. But if they start moving earlier, I'll have a good chance of getting one, so we'll see what happens. So behind that tree right there's a trail that comes in. It comes over here, which puts them right in here. And there's a trail in that back half where that doe went earlier. Hey, it's November 27th. We're out hunting. So, got two bookies. We got deers. We got deers. Yeah. So, out here, bunch of hay, pines. We're in some place that the kids could run around and still be able to play. And there's some mix. They're not scare any deer, so we'll see what happens. We've only got a half hour left. But we'll see if anything wants to step out. Look, are we hunting? Are we hunting?
Buck!
Yeah, buck.
I just want to record how you shot the deer.
Okay.
That is so cool. What the field? That's shut that thing. I'm watching for years. Just look at this squad below.
You get in the snow. Just looked across the field. There's deer across the field over by the house. Nothing yet on our side, but they are moving. If they were coming across the field, I'd probably go over, but we'll see. See if one pops up on our side. But see a deer.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to close the deal that night, but it is a very good sign. So the deer, usually what happens once rifle season hits, firearm season, they end up disappearing. We've got a lot of pressure in the state. It's a rut. They end up locking down in the most randomest of places. But after that, at a certain point in time, the deer coming out of the rut need to pack back on the weight. So we're at a good period right now because we actually seen does again. and that should mean that the deer coming back onto the green food sources, and we should be looking at a pretty decent next couple of weeks. It should be nothing but food for the month of December. So pretty excited about that. Also a little bit excited too, just because of the fact of that was the very first time me and the boys got to hunt together. So for me, that was a pretty huge moment, being able to hunt with my kids. Hopefully more to come on that if we get some good clean enough weather. But unfortunately, no deer this week. Hopefully next week's a little bit better. I'm on vacation and I'm pretty excited for it.